Hi guys, how are you? My name is Tina Chicory. I went to the School of Allied Health and I took EKG, I took phlebotomy, and I also took CNA. I took EKG with Santiago. He was incredible. I think he's the best for EKG. I don't know the others, but he was great. I took phlebotomy with Emily Torres. She was incredible. She has an incredible understanding of the blood. She breaks down the heart like you wouldn't even believe. And I felt that her course was really easy to understand. And then I also took CNA with Rodell. And I thought Rodell was amazing. Not only does he have a really good spirit and he's kind, and you can see through his teachings how much he has helped so many people in the world. He has helped me to not only get over a 96 or 97 in the class, but I passed every single test and I was able to fly through the skills because he took so much time with me and with the students in the class to really make sure that we have a good understanding. So I recommend you guys taking definitely CNA if you have time. It's a quick course and it's good. Make sure you take it with Rodell. Phlebotomy was fantastic. Definitely take it with Torres if you can. She was the best. And I definitely love Santiago. He is so passionate about what he does. And when he's available at the CNA, because he's not always, when he's available at the school, he's not always available, but when he's available, he's amazing. So definitely try and get Santiago for EKG.
All right, Tina, thank you so much.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into the medical field?
I worked in finance for most of my life, and my mom has brain cancer, and she got really sick, and there were a lot of different things that I didn't understand and know in order to make sure that she had the proper care. And I didn't always feel comfortable thinking I could bring somebody into my parents' house or with me to take care of her without me around, because nobody loves you as much as your own family, right? And as much as they give so much love, you just don't know what's gonna happen. So you wanna make sure that you know everything first and you can give her the proper care so she feels comfortable then bringing in somebody new. So I knew that I had to take CNA. Then when I started taking CNA, I was learning about the heart. And I wanted to know about heart attacks because my dad's father died of a heart attack. So for me, it was like, oh my gosh, my dad is getting to be 70 years old. My grandfather passed away in his 70s. I want to learn about EKG. I want to know what's going on with the heart. I want to know that I can get that CPR that we got pushed to take, and that I can take care of him or be able to figure out what's going on. And then obviously, I was in the class and Robbie came up to me and told me, you're taking EKG and phlebotomy, why not? And EKG and CNA, why don't you just take phlebotomy? And I was like, okay. I took phlebotomy and it was the best choice that I made. I understand the blood, and I now am a certified phlebotomist.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next question. What was your experience like at TIA?
My experience was good. I think all three teachers were very different, but I think they were all versatile. I think that they really care about the students. I've been to a lot of schools. I have a lot of degrees. I've been with a lot of different students as well as different personalities inside one school, especially when we're taking so many courses, and there's a lot of pressure on me, especially with what's going on outside of my life. So for the teachers to be able to handle everybody's personalities and be able to really orchestrate the classroom in a professional manner and make me feel comfortable every day, where I was understanding the different curriculum as well as feeling comfortable with everybody around me and being respected. So I think everybody, all three, Rodell did a great job at that, Torres did a great job at that, and I really believe that Santiago was top tier.
I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah. What made you choose TIA over other schools?
TIA is the best. I don't know if you guys know about TIA, but if you're just finding out about TIA, everyone that I've spoke to I've gone to the Manhattan School, but I actually took my skills test in Garden City for CNA. And it's a beautiful place in Garden City. It's a little bit outside the city, it's a little quieter. Maybe you have a car and it's easier for you to get to that area, but I will tell you, I went in Manhattan. It was easy to get to. There's trains if you take the train. I just loved it. I think the curriculum, the classrooms, they were open, they were comfortable, the teachers were cool, and it was just, I don't know, I'm being very genuine and transparent with all of you, and I think that if you're gonna choose a school, I think you need to go with a school that really wants to see you grow. Not only can you grow with CNA and phlebotomy and EKG, but they guide you on what to do after, and there's also other avenues you can take. It's not just healthcare.
Would you recommend this course to a friend or family?
Absolutely. I've actually recommended this course to so many people, and I'm actually thinking about calling the owner and seeing if I can get some kind of a kickback. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't really know how that works, but no, I've actually told a lot of people, and people are actually asking me, how long did it take? How was the tests? How are the skills? And then I would speak to people from other schools, and no disrespect to other schools, but I find that the people that took the skills in my courses seemed to really feel confident about their skill test, and they were like, oh my God, my teacher, my teacher, my teacher. I don't hear any negative reviews. And I hear a lot of negative reviews from some places, no disrespect. So I find that I didn't know much about the school before I started, but I can confidently tell you, I took all three, took all the skills. I saw so many different age groups from like 18 years old until 50. And I'm like, wow, this is like a melting pot. It's kind of nice. I think it was a great school, genuinely, yeah.
What did you find most helpful about the CNA, phlebotomy, EKG programs at TIA?
You can basically get your textbook online, or you can get it through your through the mail, and it's a hard copy. I got all my textbooks online, and then I was able to study from the course quizzes they would give us in class, as well as do the study of every chapter quiz. And by doing those two and then looking over just the notes, it wasn't necessary to just read everything all over again in the textbook, because the notes that the professors gave us and the way they explained everything, and then the quizzes that we would take, it helped. It's like there were pinpoints and everything was clear. And it wasn't just clear for me, it was clear for people that were in my class that had a language barrier and didn't understand English. Like, that was key. I couldn't believe how many people really had a hard time understanding English, but they were doing so well with the different paperwork that you guys were providing us to pass.
That's really awesome to hear.
Yeah, it was good.
And what were the best experiences you had at TIA?
I think the best experiences I had, I think everybody gave me a good experience. I really enjoyed just listening to the examples that Rodell would give us in CNA. He would teach us what we needed to know for skills, and he would teach us the fundamentals of each process that we needed to take care of in order to do the proper skills. But he would also give us an example of his in the hospital, what he went through, the experiences that he had. And I still remember those experiences, and they were just really heartfelt. They weren't just an experience to let you know what the example is and then you just know what you got to do. It was a heartfelt experience, and every time he explained it, you could just tell he cared about what he does. And there's teachers that are just teachers because they need the money, and then there's teachers that are teachers because they love what they do. And that's why I chose Rodell, and that's why I think you guys should choose Rodell, because you can feel the passion in what he does. And then with Torres, she was a type 2 diabetic, so she understood the blood for many, many years, and then she became a phlebotomist, and now she's a teacher. So it's almost like the Lord has brought her into this lineage of blood work, and she understands it on a whole nother level. This is how she lives her life. This is what she does. This is all she's done. So it's like, I mean, she may have done other things. She doesn't talk to me about it, but the fact that she just knew everything. You have a question, she's going to answer it. She understands it, and she'll break it down. And then with Santiago, his personality was great. He had his own way of teaching. You can go to any EKG course across the world. You're never going to get teaching like you do with him. He'll teach you what you got to know, and you'll never forget it. Like, now I look at an EKG no matter where I am, and it's like I know exactly what I'm looking at. I know exactly what the rhythm is. I mean, I can quickly, and don't think I would have ever been able to do it the way that he taught me. He had like a technique, and it works. So get a class with him and you'll figure it out.
What was the easiest part of the class?
I think listening to the teachers during skills. Before we had to actually do it ourselves, and they had to perform. Just sat and you watched. I mean, easy. I don't know, if you love what you do, I think everything is easy. I think if you're really interested in it, it's going to be easy. But I think that if you want to figure out if you like it, I think that you got to try it to see if you like it. And if you're going to try it, you're going to want to come to this school to figure it out, because this school is going to give you the best foundation for the curriculum that you need in order to figure out if you even like it. So that's basically my point. Easy? Nothing in this world is easy. Everyone's got to put their effort into it. But I think that it was an easy choice to pick this school because they were very good at what they did.
You feel like our course has prepared you to pass your certification and licensing exams on the first try?
Absolutely. I passed every single course with over a 90%, and I did it very easily. I know I just said nothing in this course is easier, and this life is easy, but I think that with the proper study guides and the proper teaching, I don't think it's going to be difficult for any of you. I just think you need to pay attention, and that doesn't mean so much pay attention outside of the class. You should be able to get everything you need right in the class, and you get it with the school. I didn't need to look at my paperwork when I left the school. The way they taught it, I remembered it, and then I just had to do the quizzes, and that just brought back the memory of what they taught. But where can you get that kind of teaching? You know, I don't want to go home. I have a big life and a lot going on, and I want to know that the teacher that I get can teach me in the class so that when I go home, I can take care of my responsibilities at home. And that's something that I found at the school was spot on.
Do you feel well prepared for your future career in the medical field?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks to the teachers that I have been provided, I feel very confident, and I know that when I start that I'm also going to get a whole training program, but at least I have the fundamentals and I have them good. Like I understand everything. I feel very confident.
What was your experience like with the TIA administration team?
So there's a man named John. When I finished my CNA, I needed to get my money order, and I needed to apply so I can sign up with Prometric. And there was somehow some type of loss in communication or misunderstanding in communication, and my money order did not get sent with my application, and I missed the date that I was really looking forward to getting my CNA skills proctor exam finished. And he was able to find out what happened, contact Prometric, contact me, go to the post office himself, find the information from my check, and be able to get Prometric to receive my check on time. So he was able to help me to get the correct proctor exam in time so that I could fulfill my requirements, and then I can move forward and start my next course. So John was amazing. There's also a guy named Robbie. I don't know if you know him, but he is very, very dynamic. He knows everything about everything. So when I first started, I didn't really know where I was, what the school was like, what the location was, and he was able to show me not only about my class for CNA, but he was also able to show me why I should take phlebotomy and help me to understand who my teacher was in EKG and why the 3 courses together would be a great opportunity for me and what these 3 courses can do for me in the future. Because I was taking CNA, and then my teacher told me, if you're taking CNA, you're gonna wanna take EKG. And I'm like, okay. So I took EKG, and then Robbie came and he said, well, if you're taking those 2, you're gonna wanna take the 3, and the reason why is this. And it wasn't so much to get me to take all these courses. It was to broaden my perspective of how these 3 courses together can give me not only a better pay, but a more understanding. So when I do apply for a job, I have that much more, I don't know the word, but it's that much more accreditation to be able to get the job that I'm looking for, or that I may have more of what I need in order to get the right job. So it's almost like giving me a step up. And I was a little concerned about taking all 3 courses, and I took them, and it was over, and I passed the skills, and I would see Robbie, and I'm like, I passed the skills. And then I passed the course, I passed the course. And then I passed the skills, I passed the skills. And now I'm in Garden City, and I finally passed my skills for CNA, so I'm done. And it's like, it went by so fast. And because the teachers were so good, and because Robbie and because John were so positive, and they kept reinforcing me that I can do it, I think it's like, it went by so fast, and it's done. And I did 90s on everything, which is impossible with my lifestyle. So,
Did you find our payments flexible and affordable for where you're at financially?
actually, it's a really good question, and I didn't realize you guys were even gonna ask a question like that, but I have no problem stating it publicly. I was moving from Miami to New York. My parents live in Naples, and I was caring for my mom. And I came back to New York, and I actually took my own truck because it was so expensive, and I had moved away to New York, and then I was moving back to New York after like a year and a half. So it was so expensive. I spent like almost $30,000 to $40,000 just moving. So I really took my own truck and had them pack it, and I drove it all the way home myself. So I was trying to save money. So when I came back, I realized that I needed to take these courses in order to fulfill my obligations for what I was going for. And I said to Robbie, you know, no disrespect, I was like, but I need some help here. I'm like, if I'm gonna take 2 courses, I can't afford all of that at the moment because I have to pay my rent, first, last security, I have to pay this moving company when they come unload my truck. And he's like, Tina, I'm gonna put you on a payment plan. This is what you have to do. And I'm like, a payment plan? And I had to swallow my pride, to be genuinely honest with you, because it was what I needed to do. And it was like, if they didn't provide me that payment plan, I wouldn't have been able to take all those courses when I needed to. And I've always had good amount of money, so it was like I work hard for what I have, and when I didn't have it and they offered it to me with me not even looking into it, it was really like comfortable, and he made me feel very comfortable. It was Robbie and John and Joel. They just made me feel so comfortable, and I ended up paying everything in full before the plan was up, but it's still the idea of having the plan and them working with me and communicating with me and being positive about the fact that I couldn't make it right at that point. That was really nice.
Did you find our schedule flexible?
Did I find your schedule flexible? Yes. Okay, so my schedule was tight. Monday through Thursday, I had CNA. It was from 9 to 1:30. So Monday through Thursday, I took CNA in the morning, and then I took EKG from 6 to 9:30. Okay, and then on the Monday through Thursday. So Monday through Thursday, I was in class in the morning for CNA, and I was in class at night for EKG. I also took phlebotomy on the weekends. So I had phlebotomy for Saturday and Sunday. So I was packed, but like I said, when I was in class, I learned, and when I was out of class, I could stay busy. So it was fine. I did it. It was good. I want to say thank you to Robbie for pushing me to take all 3 courses, because I didn't know that was a program, and once I found out through Robbie it was a program, then I spoke to Rodell, and Rodell helped me to understand, the job that I would be able to perform if I took all 3 courses. And then from there I went back to Robbie. He educated me more. I needed that push to know that I was making the right decision, because like I said, I was moving back to New York. I had my new apartment, I was moving, my finances weren't good, but I did it. And now I graduated. It's December. Starting January, I am literally gonna get a job that was so much better than I could have ever gotten if I just took CNA. So it's good.